Dear friends, this Shabbat we'll be reading the Torah portion of Korach. And it's not only the Torah portion of Korach, but this Shabbat is the third day of Tammuz, the 25th yard site of the Lubavitcher Rebbe. And as we know that anything that occurs and is tied into each other, a Shabbat of Korach with the Rebbe's yard site, there's an intrinsic connection. What is that intrinsic connection? That's what I want to discuss today. Korach was one of the rebellions that happened in the desert from the Jewish people against God. But here it was directed at Moshe Rabbeinu, at the Jewish leader. And Korach was basically saying, Moshe, why do we need a Jewish leader? Why do you have to be special and have the title of a leader? Why does Aaron HaKohen have to be the Kohen Gadol? Once we all stood at Mount Sinai, we're all holy, we're all special. Everything is good, everything is great. What are you special? What are you closer to God? There is nothing about you that's more special. We are all unique in our closeness to God. And he was challenging Moshe Rabbeinu himself, the leader of the Jewish people. And what we find here is that God answered all the rebellions. Sometimes there was some deaths, there was a bit of a plague, but most of the time God forgave the people in general and moved on, understanding it's part of the process of growth. But when it came to this one, God acted very harshly. Korach was sunk into the ground. Korach and the other rabble-rousers, the leaders, like a sinkhole opened up, the earth opened up on them, they were sunk into the ground alive. Unusual. An unusual death. The other people who were leaders that were with them were burned alive. Very unusual way of dealing with it. Why was God so harsh here? More harsher even than the golden calf and the sin of not wanting to go into Israel that the spies had. And perhaps the message here is the importance of leadership. How crucial, important leadership is in our lives. That yes, though every Jew has a direct line to God, though every one of us prays directly to God, we can answer directly to God, from God, we are all 1 degree away from God, we're all so close, we're all His children. But yet God placed in the world the need for leadership. That we need leadership in our lives. We need leaders, specifically the leader of the generation who is a pure soul, whose life is selflessly connected and devoted to God and to the people that he is serving. And someone who's able to inspire and help us uncover the great treasures that lie within each one of us, that helps us get closer to God in our daily life. And this is what the importance of leadership is. And when you have a good leader, we become closer to God and we become better people. Like Jonathan Sachs, Rabbi Jonathan Sachs once said, that the Rebbe helped you see who you were. And this is what Moshe Rabbeinu was doing in his time, and every Jewish leader in their time helped us see who we are and what potential we have. And though we may think of ourselves as little, how great God thinks of us. And this is why Korach was dealt with harshly, because when you fight leadership, you fight the chance to develop into who you were supposed to be. A mistake everyone can make, a sin we all do, but we can get back on track. But when you fight your leaders, you fight that chance to really uncover your greatness and who you are. And Hashem dealt with it harshly. We have to recognize the leaders, they're not middles. They're not someone in between us and God, but they are the ones, the general souls that help open up our connection to Hashem and our great potential that we have. And that is what's so special, unique about the Rebbe in our generation. The Rebbe single-handedly came in contact with more Jews, most probably, than any other leader than Moshe Rabbeinu. Personally, individually, how many people passed by the Rebbe through dollars, through his private audiences, through the 44 years that he led the movement here physically. And it was a world leader not only for Jews but many non-Jews, and many Gentiles came to the Rebbe for advice and blessing. The Rebbe single-handedly touched individuals and woke up the greatness in so many individuals, and continues to wake us up now. Those who go to the Ohel, the Rebbe continues to wake us up. And we are going to pray by the Rebbe's Ohel, joining close to 100,000 other Jews from around the world who spend Shabbos there and be praying there. If you send an email to Rabbi Moshe at ChabadTMR.com, I will take the blessing with us to be able to pray for you as well, and to be able to allow the Rebbe to help inspire from above his soul, inspire you to become the greatest you can become. And just like the finality of this episode, where God said, put the stick of Aaron in the holy, and the stick of Aaron sprouted with greenery, while the other sticks of everyone else did not sprout with greenery, that's a sign of a leader. Could you make other sticks that are dry become alive and vibrant and make green. And every one of us could be a leader as well in our lives. We can turn someone else on. We can inspire ourselves, but even another person. For the Rebbe, let's give a gift on the yard site of the Rebbe and around the yard site to inspire ourselves, to create growth from ourselves and to help grow someone else. Even one act, one deed, how much greater the world will be and how much more beautiful the world will be. So God bless you all. The Rebbe is blessing us from above. His soul is blessing every one of us, praying for us. And we love you all. And may God give us the strength to really sprout very strongly. I want to wish you a Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat candlelighting times in Montreal is 8:27 p.m.